Ooh, very confident, and I like it. But on the Ohio University side, we have MB, Wee, Squeezy, Auden, and Sliced, who is coming in first game of the season. For Sliced, it seems, as you can see, no KD, no rating, so maybe a little bit of a switch up, looking to get back onto the winning side of things. And you can see Squeezy, the MVP, 57 total kills this season. Dying a lot though with a 143 KD, but that's the risks you take being the kill leader on your team, the playmaker for your lineup. And click head, funny dopamine hit, says Squeezy. And if that doesn't line up with exactly how we're going to be expecting Squeezy to play today, I don't know what else will. As you can see, the map bans coming in here.
And yeah, going to be the Wisconsin banning away Oregon, then Night Haven Consulate Border. First two maps going to be set for Chalet and Clubhouse. So a bit of what we've seen in the past. The Clubhouse going to be making its appearance as well. Then the Cafe bank bans with our penultimate or our ultimate game. If we make it down to game 3, will it be on Skyscraper? Tell us a bit about how you feel about these maps, Kimchi.
I'm still going to reiterate, I was Skyscraper, thought it was Tower. Very upset when I first saw the list come in, but it is not Tower. It is reworked Skyscraper, which is a very good map. But Chalet, we saw it back in week number 1, and it is very defensive sided. But that was
Yeah.
also both of our games, so that we might have some bias there, just seeing two very defensively sided teams playing. But Clubhouse is going to be new here, and it's a bit of a tighter map, a bit smaller corridors, tiny rooms kind of map to play in.
And yeah, definitely going to be a lot of fun. As you mentioned, we saw both of us casting back in week 1 with our Michigan teams, a very defensive series, which included that Chalet match, which had a very large amount of fun, as I believe Chalet was the map that the attacking team toward the end was finally able to break through. But again, as you mentioned, definitely a map that we have seen a lot of defensive priority towards on the season so far. But of course, both teams going to be looking to win out on this series however they can, whether that means winning attack rounds or not. Going to do whatever it takes. And then, yeah, as you mentioned, I also am not a big fan of Tower. I saw it for half a second, but fortunately, read down, saw the actual map, and I definitely had a little bit of a sigh of relief there as I saw the official third map.
So Chalet, Clubhouse, very good peaks onto the attacking spawns. I'm wondering, we didn't see many cheesy spawn camps earlier or in week 1. Hopefully we might see some more aggressive plays, especially with the quote from Squeezy. Click head, dopamine hit. Maybe he'll get very aggressive on those angles, I hope.
And yeah, with the amount of kills that the player had there, definitely an incredibly large amount of power and ability. Again, I believe it was 57 kills. So definitely going to be looking out for all of those dopamine hits as we take a look around our first map of Chalet.
I remember this living room right here. The final stand before,
Amen.
I believe, I can't remember which Michigan it was. There were two Michigans, and my brain is fried from it. I believe
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
Michigan and also
was it,
Michigan.
was it Green Michigan?
Ugh.
Michigan and Michigan facing off. Oh, Dokebi banned again. I do believe that, yep, that is a Jackal ban. So interesting.
And yeah, we've seen Dokevia getting banned out in a lot of these games as River Falls going to be banning away the Dokebi and the Solus on their opening attack, with OU banning away the Jackal. And I wouldn't be surprised for several different things. If I had to take a random guess, I'd say that we're going to see a Fenrir ban here, but of course have several different ways you could go with this last ban.
Just pulled up the numbers because I was intrigued, and that will be the two most banned operators in the league. Dokebi 51st ban, Fenrir 52nd ban, both above 27% of games seeing those two operators taken away. If that doesn't say the power of those two operators on their own, or the power they have to either give intel or deny any sort of, ability to play the game if you're Fenrir, I don't know what else does.
And yeah, as you mentioned, definitely some characters that we are not going to see a ton because while we see them once every match, it's going to be the one time that makes it. So we do not see them again as we are going to get things started back up. OU going to start things out on the defense. Warden, Castle, Wamai, Mira, Valkyrie. A couple characters that we've seen played quite a bit on this map. Squeezy going to be looking out for some of those nice Warden kills as River Falls floating around a couple of characters again that we've seen quite a bit of. Some Sledge, some Thermite. We've seen a bit of Montaigne as well to be making its appearance back out here as we are going to get things started with map 1 on Chalet.
Oh, I saw where that shield is, and I'm having flashbacks to just a Wamai standing out in a standing behind the shield, tanking like 15 nades because he has a Jaeger standing with him as well, so he just never explodes and wastes so much util, and it's just... Don't expect that to happen again, but we see trying to clear out just some of the early intel, obviously getting rid of the outside cams to deny any vision of where you're going to be entering from. Just very standard openings here, as they're going to just drone out for that extra bit of knowledge on OU's defensive strategy.
As, yeah, you already see the River Falls trying to break in. This Montaigne peeking up the stairs. They are getting a bit aggressive on this Warden, but of course never going to have any free kills as the Montaigne going to be holding out that shield. Warden just going to be forced to back away as Squeezy checking out all his angles as he looks to re-rotate back towards the site.
And I don't remember who is behind. I believe it is Stewie. He's just standing behind Weecon right now, following in his footsteps. If he hears anything go south with the Montaigne, hears some clanging metal, knows that something has gone wrong and needs to get involved there to save his Monty's life.
And yeah, Sledge going to be going through this castle barricade as they want to try and get this verticality. They have the Sledge. They want to try and get through these soft floors and try and get a bit of an advantage there, but going to be very dangerous as for the moment the Sledge has unknowingly an opponent very close as he is going to go ahead and throw a frag out toward the hallway. However, the threat is quite a bit closer. Going to get droned out as now it's going to be Castle getting knocked and taken out as Sledge going to be picking up that first kill of the game.
Ooh, it came down to the aim duel when you have the pea shooter. That is the UMP-45. You gotta click the header. It's all over. That's a big swing going wrong, and Audin's gonna be picking off Stewie there, leaving the comfort of the Montaigne behind. It's 4v4 now as the numbers are evened out.
And yeah, it's going to be a very important pick, as otherwise it would have just gotten out to a complete attack advantage. As Montaigne is behind the Warden, going to drop the shield, get that kill out, and Squeezy going to get taken down just like that. As the kill traded back across the map, Mirror trying to play behind these black mirrors, watching out for this hatch, making sure to stay away from any type of roof that could get shot through. As trying to play it safe, look out for any possible angles, but also worth noting, nobody on the actual site at the moment. Of course, not that that makes it easy to breach, but very, very careful defending from the side of OU.
I don't know. I saw a frag nade go down there. Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, do they think they've cleared out Wee? They have just found Wee as... trying to push forwards. Audin's gonna pick up another kill, and the melee of the Monty. We got a shield man double killing, going into the pistol aim duel 2v1 here, trying to pick up anything, but getting wiggle peeked right now is not going well. It's a triple for Weecon on a mere sliver of health, but he needs to find the last kill because there's no diffuser. Oh, you hang on, despite the Monty getting aggro with the triple kill.
Oh, he tried to get back into the site. He tried to make the play, got that kill with the melee, played it out slowly, got the kill on the third, and just couldn't quite catch up to the last. Didn't have the diffuser, as you mentioned. And a powerful round coming out from River Falls, showing that their attack is not to be messed with, but it is going to be OU able to stall it out for just long enough to get that round off.
What the heck, a Monty triple kill, why not? Let's kick off this game in style as it's another defensive win, but that was a very exciting defensive win, my goodness. As we could see the pivot, we moving on to the mute here and Squeezy over to the Thorn, so I think intel denial plus zone denial going to be a bit of a strategy pivot here instead of maybe so roam heavy like they were with the Warden before.
Yeah, they're just going to try and play a bit more stable. Again, we saw in that last round, Squeezy playing potentially a bit too far out. The Montaigne able to get that pick off on the Warden. So going to be potentially a mix of embarrassed and both an aspect of Thing A went wrong, step back, go to Thorn, try Thing B, and they're just going to see what they can get away with, as they were, again, able to grab out that first round, but definitely not as convincing of a round win as they would have liked.
Definitely. I mean, a Monty on 1 health almost cracked the entire defensive scheme, but thankfully Wamai was able to run away at the end. But hopefully it's just an omen of just how potentially aggressive this game can get, how bloody it could possibly be, because that would be a good thing. As you see them breaking into the basement here with the Monty and the Ashes, they're going to try and put a 2 in the basement, 3 on top floor, start pushing in and collapsing onto OU's cover.
And yeah, they're just going to be droning things out for the while. You see the drone leading ahead Monty, clearing out the corners that potentially might get a bit too dangerous for the Monty to clear out themselves. As for the moment, just going to be playing things slow. They know where they want to go in from. They're just going to take a bit of time, do their due diligence, check all the corners on their way, as they're going to try and find out whatever pieces of information they can.
And that's just the Therm going to be much more useful later on, trying to break onto site, put the pressure on. So he is designated drone duty as Wecon is moving up to the stairs, where they will start encountering their first actual members of OU, trying to pick them up. I don't think MB is one of them. Hi, MB. Shaiko actually doesn't see him through the little slit there, though, and found the Monty now and trapped him in a corner.
Yeah, Monty going to get a bit of pressure. However, not going to get taken down. Of course, the shield going to be a bit too safe for that. As gunfight coming out, actually, Thermite going to get sniped away there by Squeezy, as trying to find out this kill on Monty. Squeezy gets taken quite low. Ram quite low as well. Monty going to drop the shield, gets traded out, but is able to get the kill down onto Squeezy, as it will be more trades coming out, as OU getting a very, very fortunate gap in this round, as they are already now tearing it down to a 4v1, as it's just going to be this Ash for River Falls above the site, is not going to be able to make it happen, as it will get taken down through the hatch. Of course, going to be shooting on up at that Ash. Grabbing the kill is Wee, and it will be a second round now for OU.
And that kind of does come down to, they know that Squeezy's there. They want to collapse onto him specifically. They send the Monty and the Ash onto him, but the issue is, once Monty's distracted, hiding behind him in a doorway is another member of River Falls, and they're able to, or not River Falls, of OU. I'm very, very memory heavy, I promise.
Amen.
But they just trade both the Ash and the Monty off, and it's just a 2-for-1 trade. Is something you're always willing to take, especially when River Falls is walking straight into it themselves, it seems.
And yeah, could be trying to play things rather safe at the moment. OU, they are 2 rounds up, going to be looking to stack out as many rounds as they can possibly get, as again we mentioned it a bit of what we saw back in week 1, what we've seen on this map and what we've seen as a trend throughout some of these matches. Very, very heavily defender sided. They need to be as safe as they can to get as many defender rounds as they can physically manage, as we've seen even winning a single round on the attack is in some cases enough to win the game.
Absolutely huge, but it's going to be hard to break into basement the way that River Falls have been entering it, at least before, when there was no defense down there, of course. The Kaid going to just deny garage door entry, as I don't see any. No, there is impact EMP, so they have a chance to set up a therm, but it's going to be pretty tight on the timing if they want to get into basement and possibly have the threat of picks coming in onto the bomb site directly.
And yeah, going to be looking out for any way they can. Of course, they have several pretty explosive operators here on the attack for River Falls. Hibana, Thermite, Fuse, all going to be looking to cause some absolute carnage on these walls, on these floors, on whatever they can find to blow up. As again, you see it just droning everything out. Again, as I mentioned, doing their due diligence, checking the corners, as there could be a silent Wamai around any one of these corners and just pick up some free kills. So, of course, going to do what they can to ensure that doesn't happen. As you see it for the other side of things, it's going to be River Falls just taking their time, peeking out these corners, looking through these hatches, as again, just making sure they don't get too risky, as it will be an early kill for OU, potentially a bit too risky from the gridlock, as it will be a nice early kill for Ohio.
Soup Can Man finds the early pick, and that's going to make them a little bit uneasy, especially because that was their EMP. So the Kaid's going to be a little bit more dangerous now if they want to get vision onto site or take down any of the... If they reinforce the hatch that they are covering. I actually don't see any electrified hatches here, so it might be 2 walls. Leading onto site is... Adin has a double kill, apparently. My goodness.
And yeah, just going to be hunting it down as Akit's going to be taken away. It's going to be the Thermite missing out now as OU, they're just slowly picking off these players. It's going to be another going down. Stoy going to get taken down. They trade it back for Sliced, but for the moment, it's going to be a triple kill for Auden as going to take it down. Arc is now, it's just a Recon on the Monty in a 1v4. You don't get many harder situations as a Monty 1v4 into a Legion. Going to be a very difficult round for this Monty, but going to do their best to make it happen as you see Auden dancing around in celebration of the kills.
They know exactly where Weekon is, the needle giving his exact position away. He's actually able to push Wee off of an angle, just using the pistol and the potential cover of the shield while ADSing. Pretty much only leaves the head exposed, is now pushing forwards. Weekon trying to get it, that's a double kill now. But now he has 2 pushing up on him, they're meleeing him, so he's actually kind of in a staggered position, and down on the lean is Auden, but it's Squeezy picking up the final kill, almost wiping his teammate off the map, as you see there. Expecting the peek from Weekon, and Squeezy finishes off the impressive kill heavy. Montaigne, second most in the game at the moment, 5, only trailing by 1 to Auden, who has 6 and leads the game overall.
And yeah, unfortunately for the Montaigne, Weekon just not really going to have that much you can do. You turn the corner, try to make a peek. You have a guy laying on the floor. You have a guy taking the lean peek, aiming directly at where your head's going to be. And as much as I would have loved to see Weekon potentially go out for another huge kill round, unfortunately, not going to be able to make it happen there, as there is a timeout in the match. So we will take a moment's bit of a break, as again, this match has had some incredibly entertaining moments at the exact moment, as again, I love to see this Montaigne just going absolutely crazy.
They're gonna run it back. Says, I have 5 kills in 3 rounds as Monty. I'm doing something right. Go again. Ooh,
yeah,
Rooney.
definitely.
Would be nice. Nade destruction and drone destruction, possibly, if they want to gain entry past any doors or windows that Rooney decides to just make off limits for UERF.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, they will be setting up on a bit of safety again. Of course, all of these teams going to make sure to cover all of their angles, going to get checks on verticality, as we're going to see a pretty standard defense here from OU. We saw them run this setup quite a bit earlier here in a couple rounds ago, as I believe this was the round we saw Weekon get an inaugural triple, I believe it was, and not be able to close out the round. So going to be looking to try and run the opposite, try and get back into this, as Weekon going to be looking for an ace here on this Monty, as the...
Totally. Definitely.
If it happens,
if it happens, that would be wild. I wouldn't put any money on it, but I'm never going to say no to a Monty ace, I think. Yeah, that's the angle I'll take on that one.
And yeah, gonna be some interesting kills, as you mentioned. Weekon, one of the highest kills in the lobby, or highest kill totals in the lobby at the moment on just this Monty, as we've seen a lot of success coming out in the full fights, in the duels. We saw in that last round with Wee and Weekon going at it. There's some very similar names there. Gonna end up going over to that Mountain, as once again, Riverfall is going to be looking to get their first round. Again, it really only takes 1 or 2 attack rounds, and if you can hold out on the defense, you will just grab away this game. So OU, of course, at an advantage in the game, currently up by 3 rounds, but definitely this game is far from over with plenty of time to go.
And you could see they've droned out Sliced now, so they know that he's hanging around this kind of weird hallway that he loves. Actually does, and has, I think, spent every single round here. So they're trying to send 2, as you can see, 1 hanging off outside the window, upside down. Oh, shoot, Auden turns the corner and finds the Monty push. And Stewie's gonna pick up the opening kill of the round here, and that's gonna definitely put a hole in OU's defensive plans.
And yeah, Auden just going to be a bit far out on that. Arnie going to try and play it pretty safe now for OU. You see it trying to play, once again, we've talked about it before. I'm sure we'll talk about it again. The Wamai on the stair shield, as it's going to be Keats picking up a kill on Sliced across the map, as River Falls 2-man advantage to make this push.
This is absolutely huge. They used they just kind of pushed in and used the lack of information that Auden had to take him out. And then they picked up another one onto Squeezy. Now, I was going to say they used the double drone out to pick up Sliced here, as now OU stunk in their little rotation corner on the bomb site.
And yeah, definitely going to be very dangerous. Wecon going to get traded back out finally. But fact is, River Falls, they're up 2 players still, and now they're going to be up another, as it's going to be just MB, as going to be able to get down 1, but not going to get the round, as River Falls going to find their first 1-3 at the moment, as the Buck going to drop down from the key, finally picking up that last kill. Stewie going to close the round out, as River Falls finally able to get on the board.
And you could see it in the post-round antics, how excited they were to finally get a round win on the board, wiping out an entire wall on the site. Stewie finally seems that River Falls have found their round win here, and maybe they can convert it into a series of round wins now that they could have the momentum on their side.
Yeah, they're going to be running a pretty standard comp, as to it's a mix of what we've seen in the past and what worked out there as well. Going to be Stewie staying on that Buck. Going to see the Hibana come back, the Gridlock come back, of course, several characters as well as the Montaigne that we've seen quite a bit of this game. As for the other side, Squeezy going to be back on the Thorn, MB sticking the Wamai. We going to be on that Mute shotgun that we've seen so much of in the past.
Mute
Apollo
shotgun ace
as well.
Yes. Mute shotgun ace was awesome. Still stand by it.
It was a very
Monty ace will top it though.
A Monty ace would top it. A Monty ace tops most things.
That is true. But we was also the mirror. It's all we does. Play mirror, play mute. It's not a knock on him. It's just the job. He was the Kaid a few rounds as well. That is true. So pulling triple duty, all of them being annoy the enemy team.
And yeah, just going to be things that definitely aid in the setup, as are going to be on the IQ here once again. It worked out in that last round, as going to be dropping off the Hibana. But for the moment, River Falls, as you mentioned, looking to carry that momentum from the last round here into their second round win. As again, droning out, trying to check all of these corners, hunt down any information they can, as both of these teams are going to battle for map presence.
I think Auden's hanging around basement stairs right now. Garage stairs saying, come in through basement. I want an aim duel. Has the angle to just wipe anyone who wants to go garage door off the map, but there is no one coming garage door. So going to rotate that, see if anyone's going up these wooden stairs, but don't think it's going to be pleasant to swing that corner. As you can see, it keeps holding a tight angle in there, but Squeezy with the push from Stewie onto site with the Monty. It's going to be Squeezy picking up opening kill here in this round, and now attention drawn to the bomb site as it's on to OU to bring their members over.
And yeah, they have a bit of an advantage right now, is of course being able to get that inaugural pick for the round onto the Buck. Stewie going to be missing always a pretty good thing for OU, as IQ trying to check out for any electronics of any sort. As River Falls, they're looking for a way to get a good push onto the site. Of course, the Monty always going to be able to walk forward, tank up an obscene amount of damage with that Riot Shield. But for the moment, not going to be able to get a ton done out with it. However, it is going to be a kill onto Sliced, as the kill will get found there by the Gridlock, as pushing forward this Monty trying to get very aggro, taking on this gunfight, not quite going to find it. Squeezy picks up his second of the round on the Thorn, sprays in for a third, as it will be the kill onto that Gridlock. Now Ark and Akits, the two remaining players for River Falls, as going to be at a severe disadvantage, as Squeezy on a triple kill, going to be looking potentially to try and complete that set.
Squeezy's not only on a triple kill, Squeezy has the diffuser. That was WeCon's job pushed up, but they gave them onto the diffuser, and he got a bit too big for his boots, and he's paying the price. Oh, shoot, and Auden trying to find anyone who's lurking around the first floor, and he's gonna get taken out himself instead. And now 2v3 makes this a little bit easier for River Falls, but it's not going to be that easy. 10 seconds to go, and that's going to be MB picking up a Keats, and it's all on Arc to try and salvage this round, but 5 seconds ain't enough to pick up a triple in this state. OU take their 4th round of the game.
And yeah, at that point in the round, obviously, you can say for the IQ just to go try and make a crazy 1v3. But regardless, not going to end up working out in favor of River Falls as 4-1 lead for OU. But again, that one attack round could become an incredibly important player. Can't underestimate how strong these teams have proven to be on the defense. Some very strong setups playing off of each other, found a lot of success, as the major success in that last round going to come at the hands of Squeezy, able to pick up a massive gunfight, as was able to pick up several more kills, as again, going to be very strong. WeCon, as you said, got picked out, they dropped out the spike, and there just wasn't enough room or time left in the round. Spike. Yeah, I keep saying Spike. I don't know why. I cast Valorant on Wednesday, so I'm here and I'm thinking Valorant, but no, that's a diffuser. It's not a Spike. It's a diffuser.
Actually, the opposite. It's the only game where you're. It's the only search and destroy game where you're trying to plant the diffuser instead of plant a bomb. It's very weird, honestly. Good on Yubi for switching it around, I guess. But I want to talk about Ram right now because I don't think we've seen one actually this game. We've seen a Brava. We've seen things like the IQ come out occasionally, but we haven't seen the Ram yet. So the Wall Eater is available, and most importantly, you saw MB taking out those barrels. They just look cool if you take them out. It's a fun animation. It's not really important. I just wanted to point it out, though.
And yeah, it's gonna be River Falls looking to try to get another round off again. The more attack rounds you can get, always going to be better. As going to be clearing out these. They have the EMP at the ready. Going to be looking to try and get through. They're going to tag out this Kaid as the electric clock going to go down. As going to try and get this thermite charge off, as it will just barely get off in time, as that's going to be a large explosion. Garage opened up as River Falls is going to be expanding their entryways onto site quite largely.
That was actually really well played. I think that's how Chesney. I'm going to say Chesney and going to roll with it. Chesney stacking the impact nades or chaining them, really, I guess would be the correct way to put it, to make sure the Kaid does not come back up at all and lets the explosion go off. And now, even though that nobody's there, OU don't know that no one is there at the moment and are going to have to at least pay some attention to the garage, the giant hole in the wall that leads to the outside, because the threat of someone coming from there is absolutely huge, since it's just all this vision granted onto the site with no problem, like no real punish outside of peek them.
And yeah, you see Sliced holding out on these stairs, trying to take it down a good angle, but unbeknownst to holding out on to Amonte, so gonna have to be careful with the angle playing, as of course might get a bit too aggressive, and we've seen WeCon very good on the Monty, but gonna finally get taken down as Sliced gonna find that perfect angle he's looking for, as kills coming out across the board. Squeezy picks up one in the form of Arc, as OU pushing out ahead now, 5 versus 2. Auden quite low, Squeezy at around half health, but it's going to be a bit more trading coming out. Slice going to get quite a bit of damage by Stoy, but it is going to be a 1v5, as even if the Ram is able to do large amounts of damage, going to have to pump out a ace here to get back into this round, as currently 1v5, things are not looking good for the Ram, trying to check out all of these corners, but with only 30 seconds to go and an entire roster worth of opponents, things are not looking good. Working around the corners, as going to be peeking out potentially onto one very quickly. This Legion holding on, not going to find the kill. It's going to be Ram. Stewie going to pick up one, trying to push around. Auden gets taken down, only 17 seconds, peeks the wrong way, and it will be the last kill coming out from OU, as they will push ahead another round.
Believe that is a quad there for Squeezy, as well, as he has launched himself up the kill leaderboard this game, and we will have a swap over, or the swap of sides here, and that is all about Squeezy. And I guess Stewie didn't take an aim duel once or had a delayed reaction on a peak, but that's about the only fault Stewie had. By the time Stewie was in that position, it was a 2v5. The world was asking a lot out of him, and sometimes you just don't deliver. It's how it is in
Yeah.
some aspects of life. You just don't deliver always, and there's no reason to feel bad about it. Get put into 1v5, see how you do.
What do you mean? You're telling me that you can't just randomly get an ace every single round? What are we saying?
I randomly got an ace once by accident with not the short, not the super shorty, the other one, the tiny piece of garbage, the Ida whatever that Mira carries, because it got a random pellet hit from halfway across the room and it was headshot. And I was like, okay, thanks
Amen.
game.
Hey man, if
Oh.
that's what it takes to get kills, I'm sure that any of the 10 players in this lobby would happily take those kills. As at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's a perfect flick headshot with a collie sniper, or as you mentioned, a random E to 12 shotgun pellet to the head. It's going to be a kill, and that's what these teams are looking for as we are going to get into the midway point. OU taking out onto the attack roll now as River Falls is going to be looking to try and win this game out 7-5 with a perfect defense.
Yeah, 2 rounds away from victory. OU only need 1 at the moment to ensure there will be extra rounds. So a lot of pressure on River Falls. And if you're Ohio University, you're thinking, this is not the worst. This is a very nice situation to be in. But of course, don't rest on your laurels. Play it out, obviously. Don't want to give your opponent all the opportunities to come back into the game.
And yeah, going to be looking to try and get whatever rounds they can. Of course, while there is going to be a slight defensive priority as we see 5 rounds to 1 in favor of the defense at the moment, it is also 5 rounds to 1 in favor of OU. And it does mean they are, in theory, only 2 rounds away from closing this game out. A couple good gunfights could be all it takes to get this game to its end. As going to be running the adrenaline rush from the Finca, as Slice going to get taken quite low on the Rams from gunfights coming out, trying to make it happen, but it will be that kill over in favor of OU as they will grab the opening pick to this half.
Ooh, Stewie thought he might have had the advantage there, as it's going to be... No! Squeezy, that's not how you add to your kill lead in the league, and now Weekon's picking up another kill, finally on for the Monty, gets an actual gun in his hands and takes out Adid, and it's 4v3, but it should be a 4v4.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how you look at it, OU technically have 2 kills. Unfortunately, one of those going to be on the wrong team, so it is going to be River Falls coming out with the lead here, as the round, of course, far from over, as gonna have to play things rather safe. Only a minute left. OU gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit. Of course, they have time to once again drone things out, get the info they need, but they are gonna get to a point where if they get down to the last seconds in these rounds, they get too rushed and they might just get gunned down, as we've seen a couple times.
You can see they're watching basement stairs. They think that is where River Falls are potentially going to come from, but for them, River Falls are all on the first floor, and MB has found them now, and it's not going to be easy. They have found the angles. They are getting comfy down in the first floor on the bomb site, so OU have their work cut out for them for sure. Oh, shoot. Didn't clear the corner.
And yeah, going to be going in with the flash. They have a tiny bit of time to work with, but another kill comes out. One is traded back by a Squeezy, but it's not going to be enough. Arc shotgun on the smoke. Going to pick up this last kill with the M59, and it will be the round in favor once again of the defense.
Ooh, and that's just tough because you're gonna be what ifing that for quite a while if you're OU. If things go south in this map, yeah, you're gonna be what if Squeezy didn't accidentally wipe Sliced off the map. It's going to be a tough situation to kind of live down, but the slower pace definitely helped River Falls settle into the angles they wanted to, and then once they heard OU walk or run past, they could just jump out and ambush them at that point. They had the numbers advantage. They could sacrifice some very interesting situations if they needed to.
And yeah, it's going to be, fortunately for OU, they had a bit of an incident, as we've mentioned a couple times now in that last round. But again, they still have quite a bit of time to work with. At the end of the day, to make it to overtime, they really only need to win another round, which River Falls were able to do. So going to look to at least replicate that amount of success. Although, of course, this team going to be looking to close the game out, as again 2 rounds away. Any team in this situation always going to be looking to, of course, win the next round, and from there going to be an incredibly close game, as OU could be again moments away. But for the moment, River Falls going to be looking to try and bait out as many team kills as it takes, as once again it doesn't matter if you get the kill or if the other team gets it. All you're looking for in these games is to get the kills one way or another.
And now we see MB onto the Yana. We see Squeezy onto the Grim. So we got the glorifying drone and the bees coming out. So I'm always excited to see the bees come out because it's just really fun to get excited whenever you see them fire out the little canister and the hornets take over. But MB probably going to be, and no, the bees are actually very useful. Get you a lot of, just tell you who's where pretty much in a given area. So it's a better drone, honestly. Less communication on the drone.
Yeah, gonna be peeking out now. They took down that castle with the Gone. Gonna be working forward. And as you mentioned, I think Grim would be one of the most terrifying operators in real life. Because that dude literally just shoots bees or hornets or whatever they are at you.
Oh.
But in the real moment, it's going to be
No time for bees.
one onto Arc. The bee is going to be ignored for the moment, as the diffuser going to get planted down for the moment. Going to be looking to finish it off. You see, we going to get that.
What?
No, going to get taken down right before finish, as the Battle of Wii is going to go in favor of the River Falls Wii Con, as now hanging out through the window. It will be a kill over from Auden, trying to make something happen here, as 3 versus 3, but they have to take some time to get back to the diffuser, get it planted, as MB will be the one to do that, but is going to get taken down on an attempt to escape. WeCon looking to pick up as many of these kills as possible, as 3 versus 2 for River Falls, but OU currently on the defense as they look to defend this plant.
Now it's on to River Falls to find where they have some openings to get onto the site. They know that they have Auden outside, and it's so close, but they use the C4 throw, but Squeezy picks up 2 anyways, doesn't care. Auden picks up 1 more, and it is it's 6 rounds for OU now. Overtime is guaranteed at least, at minimum, and now it is match point for the next 4 rounds.
And yeah, OU potentially could say they've seen the trend that the team defending the site is at an extreme advantage, so they're going to swap it up. Most of these rounds have been hunting for the kills, as the site hasn't always been very easy to get onto, as of course the defenders are defending around the site, as is the namesake of the objective game. And they will go ahead, sneak in that plant. They take a loss in life while doing it, but gets them on the defense. 2v3, it matters not, as OU gonna clutch up there, push themselves now, as you say, match point on the way. And with River Falls, they must play basically to perfection, as OU could be a single pop-off play away from closing out this first map of the series.
I just want to mention that that was our first diffuser plant of the entire set so far, the entire map. It took 8 rounds, but we made it to the actual objective of the game, or one of the objectives of the game, besides defend the objective or kill the enemy. It's great.
And yeah, I think that just goes out to speak about how good all of these teams are at defending, as the setups are so good that the teams have an incredibly hard time getting the diffuser down. OU gonna be showing a rarity, really, I mean, as you say, it sounds silly to say in basic language, but played the objective and planted the diffuser. Again, something that we see incredibly uncommonly, as they will try and break through the walls here once again. Going to be breaking out this castle with the breach charge, as OU, again, a single round away from looking to close out this game, as they're going to do everything in their power to make that happen.
Stewie playing the corner, or playing the hallway. Slice loves to play, but Slice has spotted him out, so they have, well, they have a Yana. I think Slice is also droning and out, rotating out, so I think they're just going to try and avoid the hallway, just leave Slice alone, honestly. Let him watch that angle for eternity until someone finds him, but now we on the flank, just spraying to get Slice's attention, but it's WeCon getting first. Blood is Squeezy will fall.
And yes, going to be off to a bit of a slow start for OU at the moment, as their top fragger going to get taken down, but still several very solid plays that they can rely on, Has plenty of ways back into this round, just looking out for any picks they can get. You see here MB going to be looking for anything he can through even the tiniest of pixel gaps, trying to play out for anything. You see we on the Thermite going to be breaking into the building as, again, these teams looking for anything they can get in this round, as potentially going to be trying to get another plant down. Always going to be a nice thing if OU can manage it.
Site is very covered, but MB is here. That is a Goyo. Cut out everywhere but the Goyo. Now the Goyo will go off. Don't walk back into that, MB. Just a good idea, honestly, as they're just continuing to open up entries onto the site, trying to get some idea of where the enemies are before pushing forwards, or getting the opportunity to push forwards. And Wee has found a good opportunity to get his team in the right position to win this round, kicking off Arc. And 40 seconds to go. It's time to see who's gonna clutch it. And it's MB and Slice clutching up on getting them off of the site here, as it's Chesney and Weekon falling, and now the diffuser going down. Auden playing defense here.
And yeah, it's going to be Stewie and Akits trying to make this happen. Slice going to take away Akits. It's Stewie in a 1v4 to save the map on the Mira down the stairs. Doesn't have the positional advantage, as it's going to be an absolute nightmare at the moment. It's like you're playing to attack at the moment. Mira going to be working up now, trying to find a way in. Going to be taking the stairs here, trying to find it. There is a player to his right, but doesn't immediately know it. Only has 17 seconds left as will be gunned down. MB gonna prove why he's on the roster, grabs out this kill on the Yana, and it will be the round closed out in favor of OU, as in 7-2 style, they will grab away map 1.
And we actually see the attackers winning on Chalet, which kind of confirms that our series was just very defensive-sided and not representative of how Siege always plays. But a very strong showing from OU there. I mean, what seemed like you're up against undefeated. Again, I use the term undefeated as in the most literal way instead of describing a team's power at the moment. But they're 2-0. They come in saying they're not afraid of you. You take a 5-1 lead into the second half, and you put them on 6-2 almost immediately and have them on match point. You close it out. So it's like, maybe they should have had some fear entering this, because OU are playing really well.
And yeah, have to keep in mind, it's worth noting at the start of that map, Squeezy kind of got off to a slow start. Saw him headshot hit, dopamine hit coming out into the start of the series. Started things off slow, but as things got underway, definitely started to pick up traction. I believe closed that game out with 11 kills, as definitely an incredible performance coming out from OU's top man.
Did get 11. That's up to 68 on the season now. Not even a full 3 games so far. 68 kills. My goodness, that is a mind-blowing number to have. And to put into perspective, the kill leader for River Falls entering today was Weekon with 26. So Squeezy very much more aggressive. Technically doubly so, and then some, compared to Weekon, who also had a surprising pop-off game on Monty, of all things, to kick off the attacking set for them.
Yeah, definitely a lot of strong performances. We are going to head to a really quick intermission, and we will be back right after, hopefully with Game 2.
We can probably just go for play. Nice. Connector.
He's still stuck there. Nice. Above you after you kill this guy.
Yep, you got him. Alright, Men's fireplace. He's halfway up now. Halfway up, like. No.
Bathroom dead. I'm in bathroom.
I'm gonna keep holding fine.
Captain dead.
Main. Oh my god, one hatch.
Two connected.
Main stairs, bottom main.
What?
See Mort finding one of the fight. But Mort communication, knowing Mamba's there, taking.
One player left, and he gets taken out to the. I love Mort.
Diffuser down closet.
Trophy.
Get some foul. Yo, just
Below and manages to get him, and they drop down randomly.
We can probably just go for plant. Nice.
All right, and we are back for map number 2 on to Clubhouse. Ohio University lead 1-0 here, match point. And this is their map choice as well. I am Box Kimchi, and with me I have Colonel continuing to bring you Wisconsin River Forest?
River Falls.
River Falls. River Falls versus Ohio University. And welcome back. Had a good map 1, so hoping have a better map 2. Sorry, I talked long there.
No, you're all good. I say everything at the moment is pointing toward the lead being in favor of OU. They took game 1 there, of course. We saw in 7-2 fashion a very, very solid defensive portion going 5-1. And then despite losing a round on the beginning of the attack, they were able to quickly turn the momentum around and grab everything back into their favor. And as you mentioned, going to be going in now toward their map pick. And again, of course, as we saw on map 1, there's always the chance to upset the team that picked their own map, but it is going to be a bit of a favorite toward OU. But again, definitely would be excited to get on to Skyscraper in round 3 if that's what we ended up getting into.
And boom, Dokevi instantly banned away because Dokevi is really, really strong as it turns out. And every other team agrees to this. And Oh boy, calls are really cool though. I like the phone call mechanic, even if we'll never get to see it like for we'll only see it 75% of games or so. The phone call is cool, and the DMR is pretty cool as well.
And yeah, never run Dokkaebi out as, of course, I suppose now we're gonna count Dokkaebi out as, yeah, as you mentioned, it's a cool mechanic to like keep in mind, put it in the binder as like a fun little Easter egg that these teams might see every now and then. As it's just so it must be like a weird bug. I don't really know, because I mean this character just does not make it into games. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fenrir. No, Tuba Rao. We might actually see one of our invisible characters making their way into this game.
No, please don't. Fenrir makes games so difficult. As you can see, we are going into a really quick pause, some technical difficulties, but we'll be working on getting it back up as soon as possible and bringing you map 2 of this best of 3.
Yeah, speaking of the upcoming map of Clubhouse, is there anything spicy, any fun picks, anything odd that you expect either of these teams to potentially pull out this game?
I'm expecting a lot of shotguns on defense because rotation holes are really big on this map, more than some other ones. The bomb sites are usually, I mean, obviously directly connected to each other in some capacity, but some of them have a weird hallway in between them, so going to be a little odd to have that little rotation hole, especially when it gives some really good entry to your opponents, possibly if you do not strategize or play around them correctly. But I'm expecting these teams to play around it mostly fine.
And yeah, for sure, definitely a very big thing to keep an eye out of. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some mute or smokes coming out with the shotguns, but we are going to get into things. Oh, also worth noting, Jackal actually didn't get banned either because the OU banned away the Maverick, a very solid Bannock pick that we definitely see quite a bit on this map. But it does mean we will have the ability to see both the Jackal and the Fenrir this game as opposed to last.
I just want to say that's not a kitchen utensil. You don't throw a thorn bomb into a pot and call it a meal, but sorry, bad joke.
I feel like that
Are
wouldn't be a
kind of
very
what
good
I do if you couldn't figure it out. Dangerous soup.
Yeah, definitely not something that I feel would get past and get under a Michelin star. I feel like a very risky, like legal liability, major issue when it comes to the menu.
Wait, did OU actually ban Jackal? That was OU who banned Jackal last game, right? Correct?
I have no idea.
Oh, man, I couldn't remember either. I didn't pay attention to the names. I think it was the orange team, so I'm gonna say yes. And it seems that Slice is going to take advantage of it regardless of who banned it last game. It being unbanned means Toe Man has become out and about on the map, and that is our first lion scan of the map. Already out. I don't think it caught anyone, though.
Yeah, they will
Oh, no,
be
it did
trying to
catch
play
one.
bit aggro. You see the Ash here. Shotgun's coming out already.
Oh,
Jackal going to
no.
be looking out for anything. Spraying through the wall will get that kill out, and it will be the Jackal starting out the killing when it comes to the attacking side, as again OU starting things out on the attack, going to look to grab as many rounds as they can before moving to their strength in the defense, as they're going to be able to barely get a trade out. Squeezy going to get the kill back, as was barely able to trade that life 1-for-1, as 3 versus 3 at the moment, but OU, it feels like they've had all the momentum in this round.
No, Auden immediately found a nail bomb, so maybe the momentum specifically for Auden not looking too hot at the moment, as Squeezy has found the thorn bomb, but they're not gonna... Oh? Have they found exactly where... No, they didn't find it. They didn't find the Electro Claw where it's hiding with that breach charge, so going to be unable to open up this hatch unless they want to use another one, of course, and further reveal their location.
Yeah, always going to get a bit risky there. They took a bit of a risk in an attempt with that first breach charge. Unfortunately, that pseudo coin flip didn't quite go in their favor, as Finka trying to push on it down, going to try and shoot away this view. But nice shot coming out from NB as the lead. What an incredible kill, an incredible pick, and an amazing shot coming out from that attacker.
And that all started because MB was trying to destroy the thorn, and then I think that was Stewie thinking he can get a little cute there. That might have been weak on my attention span is short. I'm sorry, but whoever that was thought they can get a little cute and try to peek out and got domed.
And yeah, they are going to be trying, the attackers OU trying to break their way here through this push. As it's going to be a bit risky. It will be actually a kill for Squeezy. Double kill on the round. Ash pushing forward. The diffuser going down. And the attacker is going to grab this round as OU going to start the scoring off here in this game again.
Didn't even need to plant the diffuser. Squeezy just cleaning up. That was clean. Triple kill on the round, closing it out with that double there. Taking out Stewie and then taking out, or no, taking out a Keats and then taking out. That was Chesney. I'm very bad at my job. Dang it.
Yeah. Squeezy showing why they have so many kills. Dopamine, an objectively good thing. Going back again to that quote, headshot, dopamine go hand in hand. And Squeezy with a very, very solid performance there on that opening Ash. Going to be proving why he has one of, if not the highest kill total in the entire league, with an absurd amount of kills. Up to, what, mid-high 60s now, I believe?
With that triple, that is 71.
70?
If our math is correct from game 1, that is assuming he did get 11 in the first game. I do not remember the exact total, but if he did get 11, that is 71 kills on the season now for Mr. Squeezy. So bit good, bit of a good. Oh, that's clever. I see exactly how you set that up. We could see the cringe Stewie setting up everyone's least favorite operator right now. To ruin someone's day.
We love not seeing.
We love being literally blind.
Ugh. It definitely makes sense why this character gets banned, but we will have a bit of an opportunity to see if Stewie can make it work, as he can be swapping off, I believe, Thorn last round, as we will see an invisible character finally revealing itself here in the second round.
Ooh, you can see the peak Ikets is taking. Prepared to expecting someone to try and open up this hatch again to get a nice angle right onto outside the site. But are they going to be able to get it here is the question, because now they have a scary man with a shotgun staring them down.
And yeah, we can be checking out all of these corners. Peeks the corner, finds out that Valk, and we'll be chilling for the moment. But actually, Squeezy going to get taken down. Quite aggressive push going to go in favor of River Falls, as down 0-1, looking to stop this attack as quickly as possible. And they will rip away the top fragger for the side of OU.
Oh, that is a big deal, because that is your entry if you are OU, of course. Ash, most famous for bursting through 2 different walls and then running at your team full speed. So having that taken away is not a great thing, to say the least.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenging attack at the moment for OU. They were able to get so much last round off the back of that Squeezy triple, as Lion going to scan out with the 1D, trying to find out anything of value. Finka going to be checking out these angles, and OU, they're trying to buy up whatever map space they can. Pressure going to be an incredibly important aspect that they want to get as much of as they can, as they have one stuck here in the bats, as going to be peeking out now. They will get the kill. It's going to be Wee grabbing that one up, and OU definitely going to be glad for that kill, as Jackal going to get down, but fortunately the Finka, of course, is still alive, to be able to get him up from range, as a pretty fortunate character to have on the team in the...
Took down Slice right there, unless it was Weecon rushing up and C4ing but not getting the kill range for it. Possibly the angle, but now 4v4 after that kill in toilets. And it's all on OU to try and get to this bottom floor here and find an entry or play. They can't get that verticality anywhere. They don't. That's right. They don't have the option to get that now. MB breaking down that castle barricade.
They have to go pretty quick, though. They're down to 15 seconds. They're going to have to get pretty aggressive here. You see Jackal try to play out, but it's going to get taken down. Pushes in. Valkyrie on the close angle, going to get the one. Peeking out. It's going to be a kill back for OU, but they will get another taken down. 2v1, but Weecon going to grab up the last kill, as the battle of Wee once again in favor of River Falls, as Valkyrie can close up that round. OU, they just got too low on time, had to get a bit too risky, and River Falls going to shut them down.
Weecon didn't even need to do that, man. The round was over no matter what. Weecon chose to do that. Let me just remind you, Weecon chose to ruin that person's day specifically.
Hey man, it's a game of kills. Pad the stats, make yourself look as good as possible. And Weekon, he's proven his ability with his Monty, but swapping things over, gonna find some solid success there, grabbing up those kills on the defense. As River Falls finally gonna be forced out of that basement site, as of course now able to win the round on it. And they will swap up the comp a little bit. We're gonna see the mute shotgun make its return. Lucy, I believe, coming out. I'm not sure that we've seen any of this operator come out in any of these games.
I'm gonna check because I have the ability to do that now. This is literally what my streams look like when I do shoutcasting on my end. Is me just looking things up because I have the ability to, and I love doing it.
Fair enough.
Oh, I thought
very
tell me
important.
op vans. No, tell me operators played. Whatever, it's fine. But I was going. Where was I going? I had a thought. And that brain empty.
Something about
Eh.
stats, probably. I have no idea.
It's something about the previous round. It's out the brain now. I had the opportunity to look at stats, and now I'm sad.
We're chilling with it, as whether or not it has been played, definitely a bit more of a rarity when it comes to the pick rate. As for the moment, OU going to be looking to find their way in, as of course rotation hole is going to come out across the side of OU, or the side of River Falls, of course, on the defense, as OU going to have to try and maneuver their way through. As working forward, going to be checking out on all of these drones. Going to get that man is pre-firing, pre-holding a drone hole. As you know what, fair enough. To get that pick on the drone there.
People get mad when I do this because I feel like I'm the only person who cares that much about drones because it's the only thing I can kill consistently. But leave me alone. It's cool.
Hey man, it's game of information. Getting rid of all of the opponent's tracking is always gonna help out. As they're gonna try and break in now. They are inside of the building, but they have a couple more issues to go. As they're gonna be punching this castle for a little bit. Of course, gonna be a bit longer before they can get anything going. You see Weekon trying to hold out a peek down for any of those feet trying to shoot through the hole in the wall. Will be a bit of a safer push now as Weekon holding over onto the side. Again, they have the rotation hole here. It's actually going to be a nice kill for Squeezy. Going to get that kill following up with the Selma as a very solid pick. But you're going to find out another Squeezy's double kill as pushing forward now. They have a pretty nice advantage. They just need to move it and transfer it properly. As again, player advantage, Nomad coming out, peeking into all of these angles as now it's going to be the kill onto Akits. And 5 versus 2, you are looking to grab another round.
Did he not get air jabbed? Okay, he wasn't in air jab range. Apparently, someone definitely got air jabbed and then didn't even need it to kill Akits. That was kind of why he fired it onto Akits, but whatever. It's fine. And now it's a mute and a Malusi. Never mind. It's just a Malusi left, and they don't even need a plant the bomb. It's a flawless round as MB picks up this final kill. There we go. Knew someone was there, and Malusi also thought someone was there, and they met each other in the middle, and one died, the other didn't, and it's a 5-0 clean round there.
And yeah, OU, they are showing why this is their map. Going to have a very solid performance on it so far on the attack. They've had good executes, and they have the advantage. They've won first on both sites that River Falls have brought them to. And River Falls is going to be bringing them back to gym once again, as they're going to try and win this gym site out once again, as they lost the basement the first round, won it the second. They lose out on the second site, and going to be looking to follow up that pattern by winning it out here.
Breaking the broom to get the mute, and breaking the box of product to get the mute down, to cover this drone hole. I don't think I'm allowed to. I don't think I can say what it is. So, the way around it. Box of nondescript things, and you can see the castles. Here to waste time. That is kind of the name of competitive Siege, is just wasting people's time.
And yeah, we've seen it work out quite well, in all honesty. I mean, obviously, it sounds a bit goofy in a game of tactical shooters of just burning time, but anytime these attackers run low or the defender's trying to get rid of that diffuser, they get rushed, they run low on time, and they end up playing a bit too risky, and it just ends up going almost never in their favor. So if you can stall out time, make the attackers waste time, or whatever the situation calls for, time definitely going to be one of the most important resources these teams have.
There's a Thatcher name going down, but I don't know where it went actually. Are they
Yeah,
trying-
OU trying
actually,
to.
oh, I see. I see. Trying to get it down to Jim Wall, not happening.
As, yeah, you have, again, several players hiding out in this cache. One of the most common pushes that we've seen to get into Jim, as, of course, with no Maverick, this wall here that we see we droning out, going to be very hard to get past, as we going to be moving around. Knows there's somebody back there, doesn't know who or exactly where, but getting that drone shot down going to be enough intel for the moment. As they are going to make a push. Shotgun goes a bit too aggro. Squeezy going to grab up that kill onto Stoy, as River Falls going to once again lose out the player first.
Oh, Squeezy's trying to re-grab that. Can't get it. The mute blocking his Selma there, as it's going to be Stewie. Or Slice who gets dropped, not Stewie. Whoops, that was earlier. Oh, Flashbang goes around. Flashbang hits a Keats in the face, but they're not peeking him still. He's able to just stand at the window. Oh, he's got timing though, and that's Squeezy picking up the double kill there. Oh, his Recon has wiped out all of the Gridlock spider traps.
And yeah, I think he tried to take that gunfight on to the Yana, but it ended up, I believe, just being a false Yana, bit of a clone there. So, of course, not going to be able to kill it away, but it now will be in the actual reign of killing. It's going to be Cheney, or how are we saying it? Chisney?
Oh, Chesney, and Chesney's
Chesney picking
den,
up
so we
that
don't need to
kill.
worry about it anymore. His MB has picked off Chesney here, 2v3, and it's River Falls. They have a lot of holes in their walls and their defenses literally at the moment, and they are kind of in the, it's the heat of the moment now.
And yeah, OU, they've worked their way to the site. It's a pretty successful attack, but they have to finish it off. The Thermite going to get on the plant for just a couple of seconds. Going to tap off, tap on, tap off. Trying to bait something. Recon going to be the biggest fish in the water at the moment. As going to get picked away. Auden grabs the last onto Arc. And OU will once again grab out an attack.
Knows that someone's hiding out in the bathroom and just sprays right next to the mirror window, but that is just, I mean, they trade. They actually got better than trading, and then eventually get the numbers advantage, and then they just have Auden lying on the floor, staring into the bedroom just to make sure no one comes to stop the bomb defusal. So easy peasy. They make it look really just way easier than it probably actually is.
Yeah, it's almost a easy peasy kills for Squeezy, as several kills already mounted up. I think we should be around mid-70s now. As
We've reached 76 again. Math, if the math is right, and that's assuming a lot out of me.
Definitely showing why he was the MVP for this team and why his stats had the large display. Of course, not to put down the other members of OU, everybody pulling their weight. You have kills coming out from several other players, and even the ones who aren't, such as Sliced only with a single kill at the moment, definitely not lacking behind, still doing their part in these round wins. Just gets down to the fact of most of the bullets in the enemies are coming from Squeezy.
We can see the Azami coming out here, so a lot of new angles just created by that operator alone. Just the ability to create hard walls, make some pretty solid cover, and some pretty weird holes you can find yourself stuck into, and your enemies just have to deal with it somehow.
And yeah, it's going to be a bit of safety for the moment. Again, they're just trying to play pretty safe, chilling out for a bit, droning things forward, as OU, again, 3-1 round score at the moment. They're looking to grab as much advantage as they can, as for the moment they're playing things slow. Ash working forward, Squeezy buying up whatever space exists on the map, trying to decide which way they want to go, as just gonna breaching charge down this castle barricade as they look to advance their attack.
Finally gotten tired of punching 13 holes in it, so this is the next best thing, but just have full control of bedroom now, and they're finding way into construction pretty easily, actually. I don't know how River Falls are going to stop them, as they've just fully entered the site, and they are setting off the bomb, or setting off the thermite, not the bomb. Here, now they have a giant hole in the wall, and they have entry.
Yeah, trying to work forward again. OU, they're not going to waste time. They're trying to get forward whenever they can, as they will find the opening pick now. Squeezy going to once again start out the hunting, as it's going to be another kill for the OU top frag, as trying to push forward now. It's going to be Thermite making the push. They have a player shooting across. Akit's going to grab that kill, as Squeezy now pushing forward, going to try and spray out for a zombie. Gets taken quite low on the cross. MB gets a kill. 4v2 in favor of OU, trying to spray out Kaid. Akit's taken incredibly low, as MB gonna get dragged down to the depths of HP, as it will be the kill. Stewie gonna grab a double onto the OU members. Squeezy and Auden, the last two remaining, as Akit's standing on a gridlock. I don't think he can look down enough to shoot it out at a single HP. Gonna be incredibly dangerous for this Kaid. He can't move.
Oh, and Squeezy's gonna take Stewie out. Keats can't move at the moment. I don't think he can melee hit. Keats is stuck in the corner. And Auden will put him out of his misery as OU take round 5. That was actually hilarious. Oh my god.
That's a disaster.
That hurts. I feel that one. That one, my soul goes out to that one. Ouchies.
Stuck on the gridlock, seemingly was looking down. Of course, I'm not the one with the keyboard and mouse in my hand. Don't have the controls, so I can't mess around, see if there's a way to break it. But definitely not one that's going to be silent enough for the other team to not notice. And Akit's going to get stuck out there, put in the 1v2, ends up getting gunned down as absolute disaster. I couldn't wish that onto my worst enemy.
Keats literally living the nightmare that half of the players definitely are like, oh, it's gonna be me when it happens, isn't it? Oh, that one's gotta hurt. The defense was going relatively well until Stewie was pretty much stuck into 1v3 because Keats found the one situation that had him die if he moved off of the spot. Oh, it was a good defense until then, but OU gridlock their way to victory on that round. So in a very good spot here again, 4-1. If they can go in with the 5-1, we're back in the same exact situation we were in on map 1, and OU will be sitting pretty entering the second half, needing only one round win to at least get themselves some overtime.
In other news, our kills for Squeezy check. He has reached double digits in this game in just 5 rounds, averaging out 2 kills per round. Insane performance coming out from the OU attacker.
Oh boy, indeed. Yeah, insane performance indeed. Back-to-back games of double-digit kills. I think it's understating it.
And this game isn't even halfway over. We're still well within the first half, or I suppose in the first half.
Oh, I was wrong also. I just checked the stats. Sliced has played before. The numbers were just not updated, sadly, for this game. That is Squeezy putting a hole in a wall. Not the wall he needs to, but the wall that gives him entry onto bedroom and eventually construction once he pushes forwards and clears out that room entirely. So that's one bazooka blast down.
And yeah, it's going to be peeking forward. They're just trying to take out what they can. Again, going to break down all of this defensive util. Going to be buying up as much space as they can as they're checking all of these corners, covering out. As it's going to be shotgunning down. They're working their way toward site for the moment. Akit's knows one is near, but not going to risk getting too risky. As, of course, not going to get any way to pick themselves off. As the worst thing you could do at the moment would be to die randomly for any of these players.
You can see Weekon's setup here has so many angles onto the site, but has 3 barricades to ensure that he has plenty of cover for the situation. Oh, you are kind of struggling to find way into cache CCTV here, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah, they have a minute left. Eventually, they're going to have to either get a bit of an advantage somewhere, or they're just going to have to make the call to run a play. As it's going to be Akit's having a bit of a nightmare there. Minded pass, stuck in a corner just inside of that server room with the gridlocks underway. As gonna make the smart call, moving over to a corner in cash, but is also kind of stuck in this corner. Flash is going out. They're gonna make their play, and now Squeezy goes out, but there's a player out behind the Kaid in the corner. Gonna grab up that kill. Akit's moving relocation, gonna be a very good play, but Auden picks up 2. It's gonna be Stewie and Ark going down as MB gonna get some kills back. OU currently 3v1. Auden a triple kill as it's just gonna be the castle alive for River Falls, trying to get them around back in this half.
Oh, Keats had the rotation hole, thought he possibly evened out the odds for River Falls, but OU, it's such a good spot, and in the aim duel, the P shooter loses to the L8. And match point, is it match? Yes, match. No, I'm bad. It's not a 6-0, 5-1. So we're very close to match point as we have River Falls taking another time. Penultimate match point, if you will. Oh, sorry. My math is always off. But timeout taken by River Falls here.
Worth noting that I believe there was a quadra in that round for Auden. I believe he had a triple, and if I'm not wrong, I believe he grabbed up that last kill that last kill in that round as well. So definitely going to be working his way up the leaderboard, as it will be worth noting, I guess, at this point with how heavily Squeezy's been getting kills, that I don't believe he got away with one in that round, as of course pushed into sight, didn't clear out that corner that the Kaid was in, got that kill onto him, as it will be, of course, again, OU with a pretty solid advantage here moving on to the defense, and it's going to be a very, very uphill battle for the side of River Falls, as, again, didn't see a ton come out from them on the attack. Again, of course, they won a round or so, but when it comes to OU, going to be looking to close this game out potentially within rounds.
Well, as you mentioned, we saw River Falls get their first attack win immediately upon the switch, but we're going to need to see them bring it to a little bit more. I thought Slice was going to shoot the camera there for a second, but back to what I was actually saying before I got distracted, because I have the attention span of a rat. We are going to need to see them chain it into a couple more attack wins instead of just a one-and-done situation, but OU have indeed found themselves another very cushy spot.
And yeah, they're going to be sitting up here on the defense. They're going to be pulling out the Fenrir, as not going to ban it away. Going to be preferring to play it. And again, OU, they are a pair of rounds away from closing this series off short.
This series cutting short would indeed put a dent in the statement, "We don't fear Ohio."
At this point, it feels like it's a "we fear Squeezy." This man is coming
Squeezy.
up. I fear Squeezy, and I'm not
I fear
in the game.
Weecon on this Monty, though. Going back to it, I fear this Monty. It's a
Actually,
6-kill
Ying
Monty,
making
scary
it
man.
through as well, Ying gonna be making it through the bans. I hadn't even thought about that because we hadn't seen it,
Ying.
but it will be making its first appearance here.
I'm a filthy Ying main. I throw in a Candela, I mag dump into the room, rinse, repeat until I've made it to the bomb site and ruin some people's days, because that's all 4 Candelas, very strong, a lot of flashbangs stored in those, and gives a lot of time to either tell people to stare at the floor or get blinded and shot in the head.
And yeah, River Falls is going to be looking to try and make a play here, as at this point they are fully aware of how dangerous losing even a single round is at this point, as they're guaranteed to at best make it to overtime if they lose out on any of these rounds. And if they let OU get to match point this early, the game is going to become incredibly difficult going into the later rounds.
I just realized that OU have the Kool-Aid Man on their team. Don't know what the strategy is going to be with the Oryx, but that ability to punch a hole in a wall at the cost of a little bit of health is going to possibly do something for them. We'll see actually how it's utilized in the game. As well, there's Oryx spotted out, so gonna have to leave his current hiding spot, but he's spotted again, and now he's staring down Weecon, but Auden's going in with the knife on the flank. Good for
Auden
2.
double. And yeah, it's going to be Auden coming up huge for OU. Going to buy Squeezy a bit of much needed time, as going to be a kill traded back. Chisney going to get one back, but pushing forward, Auden triple kill, as Auden going to pass Squeezy on the kill board. 11 kills now, I believe 7 of which have come in just the last 2 rounds, with another 2 on the board here.
Auden absolutely fearless on the Fenrir. He doesn't care that he's usually supposed to be sitting in a corner pushing buttons to blind people. He's just gonna use their blind spots that are behind their heads and chase them down. And now 4v2 OU on the verge of match point.
And yeah, have to keep an eye here on this Fenrir as just a door or two away from potentially another kill on this gridlock. And at that point, if you get the quad, as now peeking forward, quad for Auden, pushing forward, gridlock peeks, gets the kill. Chesney gonna put away the very terrifying Fenrir. Not gonna be an ace for the Fenrir today. As got very close, got quite close a round ago or so as well, but 3 seconds left on the attack, pushing forward as Zami, I believe, got that kill, or whoever it ended up being. Actually, it was Kaid with the TCSG, as it's going to be that kill going over in favor of OU as they push ahead 6-1.
And that is, we saw this situation before with with Chesney put in the 3v1 and just has to hope there's an angle, and there hasn't been an angle either time now, and it is a dire situation for UWerf. 1 round away from getting 2-0'd in the series.
And yeah, the University of Wisconsin River Falls gonna have an incredibly challenging play ahead. I mean, they have to win the next 5 rounds no matter what, or else the series is over just like that. And even if they are able to somehow get those 5 attack wins in a row, which OU even were barely able to do, to be incredibly difficult to get back through overtime as well. Although I suppose if they make it to overtime, they'll have quite a bit of momentum in their hand.
If they do, indeed, 5 straight round wins would put a lot of momentum in your favor. But we got the first Jaeger here. We got our first Frost, possibly only Jaeger and Frost of the series. And this is gonna be good. Oh, that's the obs block. I didn't understand how the obs blocker worked for the longest time. I was just some bozo standing behind it with no. It is not a drone staring at a person who's getting absolutely smacked. Because I didn't understand any of it. I was like, oh. Eventually, I just realized how it worked.
And yeah, River Falls gonna be trying to do whatever they can, as proven by that kill from Arc. Gonna be ripping away the top fragging Auden for the moment, as the attacker is gonna have a bit of momentum, but still quite a bit of work that needs to get done for the round.
As you saw in the chat there, Lamau popping out from Auden as his head was swiftly removed from the rest of his body. Now, River Falls actually starting to gain entry to cash room here, and if they can get past here, they'll break through most of the defenses set up for Ohio.
And yeah, still quite a bit of room to play for both teams. Of course, always have Squeezy alive, been proven to be a bit of an X factor in these later rounds, as always going to be able to just start getting kills randomly, as it's going to be Sliced trying to get a bit of gunfighting down here, pushing stairs. Going to be a deep peek just in time for the attacker, as Sliced holding out, I think, a couple of players here pushing forward. Now we going to be pushing forward on the castle, tries to find the random hip fire shots, peeks around. ADS finally going to grab that kill, as the River Falls shield bearer going to be able to pick up another there, as it's going to be Wecon's 5th kill of the match.
I mean, what do you want from Montaigne? Oh, never mind. Apparently you want Chesney dead, as Squeezy will pick up his 11th, challenging Auden to 4 kills lead here. I was gonna say lunchbox carrier, shield bearer, top fragger. What else do you want from your Monty? It's 4v3 though, so River Falls in a very good position, but they still need to make it into the bedroom and get a plant down, or just kill OU, whichever comes first.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a pretty dangerous situation for both sides. River Falls, they have the technical advantage in the round. Not for long, though. Squeezy going to tie things up at 3 apiece. Monty on site with the diffuser. It's going to be a kill now coming out, though. Last player for OU, trying to close the game out, and it will not happen. Has to take a gunfight with the Monty on the side. And just a bit too much to worry about at one time for the OU defender, as it will be a round win for River Falls as they mount their way towards overtime.
Last time they got around when they immediately lost. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. But I want to focus on the little head shake that Wecon gave at the end of the round there. I just
And
thought it was
yeah,
cool.
one way or another with that gunfight, Monty probably moments away from dropping the extended shield, gonna get that kill if the Ash isn't able to close it out. And 6-2 at the moment as OU again match point. It's gonna be still, even with that round win, if it was 5 rounds in a row, 4 rounds in a row, or even if River Falls win this round 3 rounds in a row, always going to be an uphill task. But of course, these 5 players going to do their absolute best to step up to it.
And you could see OU switching over to my Smoke Echo. They are saying, screw all this, lock the site down. We are winning this game now. Just
Have we seen
end
an
it.
Echo? I don't think we've seen an
I
Echo.
don't think we've seen an Echo this round, which lazy bums sit in the corner, stare at nothing.
That's me.
That is me
That's
too.
I'm an Echo guy. I
am
play
too.
the characters that give me more drones or more cameras.
I play the
what
characters
makes
that
it.
require me to shoot significantly less or take
Amen.
unfair gunfights.
Amen.
Oh, let's see if Auden can use the unfair gunfights to his advantage and lock down this site for OU as they are looking to finish off this game. Match point, 2 Electric Boogaloo. There we go. Landed it.
And yeah, again, OU looking to close out this game. Again, all it takes is Auden or Squeezy to come out with another solid round, and this game could be closed up quick. You have the Monty blocking the door. It's going to be MD trying to take the trades over it here on the Sazami, as going to be chilling out for the immediate moment. Again, you have the Monty Ash, kind of the troop here, as Monty holding up the angle. Almost shot him on accident there.
Every time, man, the stress I get from seeing people wiggle peek behind the Monty. But Stewie finally gets the kill, doesn't kill his Monty in the process. That is a stressful sequence to watch, just because Wecon standing there. Oh.
Traded
Auden
back
traded
though.
back. What the heck?
Yeah, Auden gets that kill. Chisney gonna get taken down 4-4 apiece. As again, a very strong defensive setup. You have the Wamai to echo the smoke, Mozzie to steal away any drones. As
that a
on the
running
other
echo?
side of things, it's gonna be an attempt for the Monty, of course, to lead the charge in. The shield bearer looking to find their way over towards server or cache. As River Falls, they have a decent chance here. Of course, going to have a lot to prove here, but Wecon already proven a very capable Monty player across both of these games, and going to be looking to grab out another round with the team here.
I don't know how much of a compliment that is, honestly. It just sounds rude. Yeah, you're a competent Monty player.
He's playing
feels
amazing
rude.
here. He's better
has
on
played
Monty
amazing
than I
on-
am any character in this game.
That is true. But he's found Squeeze. This is a scenario of all time. My goodness. This is like the play that he wins.
Fires Monty shield. Squeezy just can't get the DPS. Ark
Well,
gonna
Wecon's
get
better
another
player.
kill cross map. It's gonna be a 4v1 as Kid's gonna grab another. It's Auden versus 4 on the Echo to try and get this. He will get one. It's a double kill. If he gets it, it would be an ace and a round win and a series win all in one. Shotgun Echo with an SMG on the side. It's going to be the plant coming out for Monty. Have to remember, there is a Monty in this round, so never going to be a free push. Echo trying to find something, but taken quite low. Going to try and make the peak and gets faced with
Here
a
he
nightmare. Breaks
He
down the
rotates
hatch.
out. Rotates out. Scared of Wecon. I feel that. Auden has to find his way back in. It's not do or die, but it would be very nice to close this out before you even have the opportunity. He's looking for the diffuser, I think. He's trying to remove the diffuser. I don't think that works anymore, buddy.
He's already here.
Wecon, he's so good. Already here. And there is the stare down. It's a
Oh, yeah,
trade
I
of
got one.
headshots. No.
That's actually, yeah, I
wait,
didn't think he'd get that kill.
Wecon did not get it. It just switches to the close. It just switches to a random POV if someone dies. Wecon teabags.
I have to give a bit of credit back on that kill for Auden, as I thought there was 0% getting a kill out of that situation, but was able to get the crosshair with that SMG up to the corner. And then, yeah, we get a little peek of the Monty dance. There's, of course, going to be a little bit of a spectator role for the Monty there, but one way or another, They've won another round, and at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for River Falls. You just gotta keep these round totals going up.
That was like Jason Voorhees on WeCon. You saw him staring at the hatch, and then Auden rotates over, or not. Yeah, Auden rotates over, and you see him standing at the stairs, and it's just like, huh? Can he teleport?
Yeah, Monty gonna have I guess really it's a 1-of-1 read, unless Auden decides to save for whatever reason. I suppose you know what staircase he's almost guaranteed to go for.
Game time. Doesn't matter what game it is. It's attack shooter. It's game time.
Amen.
Oh, oh, I'm loving WeCon. Can we just get more WeCon Monty? We have WeCon to every team.
We have 5 Monty versus 5 Monty, but they're all WeCon, all 10
Hey,
players.
that was Gold Eagle mode. Oh, I love WeCon, man. He's having a good time out there. This is a weird angle Auden's holding, but I trust him to hold it, honestly. He is the kill leader in the game at the moment, so, of course, guy to trust on how to kill people in Rainbow Six Siege is currently him.
If that's what it takes to kill Monty, honestly, go for it. As I don't think they know he's down here.
He's looking for whoever's following. They know that whoever's... Like, they're tailing it, and it's gonna be an easy pick already. That is...
What a read. Yeah, OU, they realize where Monty is going. They've gone the same place, borderline every round, but instead of trying to get risky, maybe try and throw a C4 up, a Nitro up at the Monty, they're going to say, wait, chill out for a second. Auden going to take out Stewie, going to get rid of the kill leader for River Falls, as the main strategy has been Monty and Ash roaming around, taking gunfights, getting kills, but now it's going to be Monty basically on his own, joined by the Gridlock, but just a bit different.
He's been on this Gridlock a lot, in the same way WeCon's been on this Montaigne. It's been a very consistent 2 members of the lineup here with, I mean, good area denial and disruption in case they do get the plant down, and Monty. Apparently, top fragger, shield, like, defensive wall, bomb planter, just everything, apparently, all rolled into one if you're WeCon, and just aim God with the pistol.
And yeah, I feel like it's worth noting that River Falls know what Gridlock can do to a team. to put it lightly, they know the mental damage that having a Gridlock can 1 in a million apply randomly. If, for example, say maybe like an electric character, like a bandit or a Kaid, were to get 1 HP stuck on a trap. But yeah, it's gonna be Squeezy picking up a kill. OU, it's 5v3. Nitro Cell enabled here, gonna go up to the ceiling, blows up, and it's gonna be Chisney taken down. Akit's WeCon 2v5 for the map for the series.
You can remove... Oh, they're gonna remove WeCon, and they're going to finish it off.
Oh, flawless round from OU. You see a Squeezy on the Oryx. We talked about it a bit ago, but it will be the kills coming out for Squeezy. Grabs up the round win, grabs up the map win, grabs up the series win, and it will be a 2-0 sweep for OU.
You see the BM coming through from OU there. Ohio doesn't scare us. We don't fear OU. And they are throwing the words right back at them as they take them out 2-0 in convincing fashion, with Squeezy continuing to lead the way with back-to-back double-digit kill games.
And yeah, some very strong performances from, of course, Squeezy coming out, the double-digit kills across both games, picking up, I think it was, what, 20, 25-ish kills across this series?
Something I wasn't counting. Counting's really hard for me.
Yeah, I think he came out with, 14 or 15 kills in that game. And then, again, I'm pretty sure he had at least 11 in our opening map. So, mid-high 20 kill series for the side of Squeezy. Could have gotten maybe even into the 40s if we went to a 3rd game. But it will simply be the series getting closed out 7-2, 7-3 in favor of OU.
And it wasn't through a lack of trying. There were moments where it seemed like River Falls were coming back into it. I mean... WeCon seemed to want to put the team on his back on the shield carrier of all people, and died trying for it, but just couldn't overpower the double, sometimes triple frag carries on OU.
And yeah, definitely a very strong performance. Again, from a lot of people in this game. Of course, we can point out the 2 top frags for OU. We can point out the 20-some kill series, the 12 or 13 kill game, or actually, I think 16 or 17 kill the game there for Auden. But again, pointing back across both rosters, a lot of players on River Falls putting up some good performances. Of course, we have WeCon's incredibly entertaining yet successful Montaigne, or any of the other people on the roster, but very solid performances from the side of everybody involved.
All right, so I think with that will be us going to a short break and then coming back with an interview, which I am led to believe is Squeezy will be joining us to close out today's today's stream of MWR6.
We can probably just go for plan. Nice. Connector.
He's still stuck there. Nice above you after you kill this guy.
Yep, you got him. Alright, Men's fireplace. He's halfway up now. Halfway up, like. No.
Bathroom dead. I'm in bathroom.
I'm gonna keep holding point.
Captain dead.
Main.
Oh my god, one hatch.
2 connection.
Main stairs, bottom main.
What?
We'll see more find one fight. But more communication, knowing Mamba's there, taking
1 player left, and he gets taken out to the head. I love more.
Diffuser down closet. Trophy. Get some foul. Yo, just
Below manages to get in, and they drop down randomly.
We are back once again here, joined out by the captain of the Mr. Squeezy himself. How's it going?
Good, good, really good. Definitely mood booster.
And yeah, speaking about mood boosting, I want to ask about your initial quote, "Clickhead, funny dopamine hit." Throughout that series, would you say that you had quite a lot of dopamine hits going on?
Yeah, I can feel the dopamine flowing through me right now. That's really all the game's about. It's just having fun.
Amen.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And for sure, definitely looked like you and the team were enjoying yourselves out there. Dropped some, I think, some mid high 20 kills. Definitely a
yeah.
solid series from yourself and the team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
you're fine.
I was gonna say, going back to the quotes, actually, you guys were quoting the very, I guess, bulletin board material from UERF. The Ohio doesn't scare us. Did that really fuel you guys going into the game, or was it
Uh,
just for fun?
well, it definitely fueled us, and it definitely got pinned to that bulletin board the second it dropped on Twitter. I was more excited for my quote, so I was really waiting for that, but then I saw JD's quote, and I knew I had to send it to the team. And it was actually Aiden that wanted to type it. He wanted to type it round 2 in Chalet. So we were thinking about it for a while. Yeah.
And yeah, would you say in your own personal professional opinion that River Falls does fear you guys now?
I think they do.
For sure.
Definitely think they do. Uh, I mean, I would after that kind of blowout. So,
And yeah, I want to ask about one of the only air quote rough parts of the series being enemy Weakon's Montaigne. How did you guys, after you realized about how frequently he was pulling it out with nearly 100% rate on attack, if not 100%, what type of strategies did you guys employ throughout the series to try and take him down?
it's really about trying to keep him together with his team, and he's only one guy. So there's a lot of flank opportunity that we're bringing a lot of gridlock. But that last round on club, I was able to get the flank on him. Luckily, we brought some traps to kind of deal with it. But a few rounds we kind of just let it play out. I mean, they had people pushing in front of the Montang, which is I wouldn't do it, but that's what they did. We waited for it. Um, but yeah, it was really just about keeping it slow so they would stack up and we'd get our opportunities to get those kills and get those flanks.
For sure.
For you, it was a bit of a slow start on Chalet. I think it was only 2 or 3 kills in the first few rounds, and then it just was up and up. It finishing
Yeah.
the round somewhere again in the mid 20s. Like, what was that turnaround? What was the thing that kind of flipped the switch, or did it just happen like round 4?
Um, I just need something to get me started, and it it just you get the ball rolling, you can start, okay, and now I'm starting to focus a little more. I'm more in the flow zone. I'm not thinking about stuff that is not necessary to think about. And that just getting one good round, I think I got like a 3K, maybe a good flank. I it just helped me really just snowball into that, the rest of the game, and I stopped thinking about, okay, I'm just gonna play the game and not think about anything really.
All right, perfect.
I say, yeah, for sure. Definitely a very solid series from both yourself and the team. Of course, you dropping again, as we've mentioned, mid 20 kills that series. Auden dropping, I believe it was 16 kills in just the second game. Definitely a solid performance from you and the team. Anything else, Kimchi, that you want to throw on at the end of this?
Was was Aiden mad he didn't get the ace,
Oh
or
my
was he just
goodness.
laughing about it?
I mean, my ears are still ringing from him dying to gridlock. I think we all screamed a collective no when he died, but he got over it pretty fast.
And yeah, definitely proved it out there with a solid performance from you and the team 7-2, 7-3, getting a nice 2-0 win. I think that is just about it for us here. Anything else? Any shout outs you want to do here? Quick, Squeezy?
Um, Shout out Dylan Muck from Overwatch. I hope he's watching right now, but that's really about the only shout out I got.
All right. Well, thank you, of course, for joining us. Congratulations again on the very successful game, very successful series.
Thank you.
As aside from that, Kimchi, I think that's going to just about do it for us here at Midwest R6. A very exciting match again as OU able to take a 2-0 win over the University of Wisconsin Falls. Any other closing thoughts on the series, Kimchi?
If there were like 2 plays where I thought it was gonna be a comeback and it swiftly was shut down, so I was excited for maybe a WeCon comeback, but didn't get to happen sadly. So congratulations on the win, of course.
Yeah. Definitely shout out WeCon. That was really good entry Monty play. It was good.
And yeah, that'll just about do us for all of us here at Midwest R6. Hope to see you back again next week for our match of the week once again here on the Twitch channel. Aside from that, thank you all, of course, for joining us for these games, talking around in the chat. Aside from that, I'm Colonel Cass, joined here by Boxed Kimchi, and that'll just about do it for us. Hope to see you all again next week, and thank you again for watching.